Welcome into 5 on your sideline. I am Corey Miller, and there is no better place to be on a chilly Friday night than watching the best high school highlights in town.
That's right, Corey. We should call this Facial Hair Friday, by the way. I'm Zach Parnes, and from Edwardsville to Orchard Farm, we were all over the Lou tonight and beyond to find great high school action. Corey, take it away.
Let's get into it. Vianney hosting Clayton for the championship game of the Rotating 8 tournament. Golden Griffers on attack. Ben Karsten fires away from the corner. That's good for 3. Lots of good shooters in this game. Clayton up next. Trevor Espy gets in on the action. He lets the home crowd know about it a little bit as the away fans show him the love. Greyhound still on offense. Ball's bounced out to Marion Verges. Converts for 3. He was feeling it all over the court tonight. Back and forth first half. Brady Dorman nailing the tray to get the Griffin crowd back into it. Let's go back to Clayton, though. Sebastian Bolden doing it all. He gets a steal. He's going to convert on the other end for the Greyhounds. Nice play. How about one more for Vianney? Look at this tremendous up and under finish from Karsten. That's how the first half ended. The game ended in a clutch basket for the Griffins as Vianney takes the championship 81-79. Zach.
That's a good one, Corey. Edwardsville hosting East St. Louis. Tigers coming out, scoring a little to open up the highlights. How about Makai Butler? 6'4" senior, dropping the mid-range. Flyers still leading, though. By the way, if you haven't heard about Penn State commit Jamison White, you're gonna by the end of these highlights. This guy was sorely missed against Principia last week. How about the defense on fleek coming up here? Absolutely perfect steal and the slam. Moments later, hey, Jamison, if you were a police officer, what kind would you be? How about SWAT team? White dominates, and the Flyers pick up yet another win, this time by 15, Corey.
I see what you did there. Bashan taking on OKC Douglas. That's a long way to go to take on the talented Wolverines. This was not exactly a warm welcome. Rejection at the rim from Christian Potts. Bashan now on offense, and Kane McCaskill dials up the triple from deep. And McCaskill showing off his fast break skills as well. Wrestles away the ball. Oh, that's him on the 3. Here comes the next play. Wrestles away the ball for the steal. Then he's going to get the finish on the other end as well. I was rooting for a slam there myself. This game was tight early on. Talented junior Jimmy McKinney III going to hit the 3 for Bashan from way downtown to keep the Wolverines close against OKC. Bashan did quite a bit of running tonight. Here's another fast break. This time, Armand Aaron fast finish. And finally, Braden Alford, the sophomore, connects on the corner 3. It was tight at times, but Bashan comes away with a 73-61 win over OKC Douglas.
More Rotating 8 action. Eureka Parkway North. John Habercorn finessing with the fader. The senior scoring early and often for the Cats. How about a nice little off-ball movement here? Great cut from the top of the key. Habercorn, true menace on the interior. Eureka up 8 early, approaching the halftime buzzer. Josh Shannon, why don't you? Taking the defense to the dance floor. The 6'1" guard, ice in his veins. That shot sent him to the locker room. Defense to offense, everyone's favorite sports cliche. You know who really likes it? Joe Rawls, the senior, styling, profiling in the corner. Then a little bit of defense here from the Cats. How about Levi Pfizer? Big time, that's a shot, right? Just a block instead. Eureka running away with this one, 22-point win.
Winfield at Orchard Farm in front of a nice crowd in that pristine gym at Orchard Farm. I hope you brought your track shoes, Zach, because the Eagles were flying. Tyler Baxter-Miller gets the first fast break finish. We got more coming. Here's Winfield, though. Will Schulte pump fake. That triple's good. Back to the track meet. Another Orchard Farm steal and another fast break bucket. This one from Will Wolf. Hey, more fast breaks. Keep them coming. Baxter-Miller hangs in the air on this one. Gonna get that one to go. Hey, they can shoot it a bit on the farm as well. Baxter-Miller, I keep calling his name out, gets that one to go from downtown. Then Liam Sinclair can do the same from almost the same position. Orchard Farm pours it on to beat Winfield 75-46. The Eagles are 9-2.
Get over to girls hoops. University City hosting Hazelwood Central. Hawks getting some nice offense early on. Kamira Foster, Euro stepping in the lane. Bucket drops. Lions still up early, though. They would add to it in quarter 2. Janiyah Hill. Let's test out that deep three-point range. Money. Junior finishes with 13 points, but the Hawks come soaring back. O'Brianna Carpenter. O'Brianna indeed. dominating in the paint. She had 8 points. Hazelwood trailing, not far behind, though. Akira Langerston saying we got to extend the lead. Coast-to-coast layup. Tough play, and she's only a sophomore, kiddos. Later on, J.L. Green extending the range. The Lions prevailing over the Hawks in a very tight matchup.
Freeburg on the road at Roxanna. The Shells in the midst of a nice season. First highlight to Freeburg. Pull-up jumper from Dathan Kraus. Here it comes. That's good to go. Now over to Roxanna, who had a lead late when we showed up to this one. Cohen Duggan widens that lead from a triple from the top of the arc. Back to Freeburg and back to Kraus. He's waiting, looking for his move. Here comes the spin move. Pull up. That bucket's good for 2. Later on, my favorite play of the night. Watch this basketball. Roxanna misses the free throw, but there it goes. It gets tipped in by Aiden Stem. Hey, whatever works. Still take it. One more highlight from Freeburg and Kraus. He cuts his way through the Shell defense. Nice drive to the bucket for 2. Roxanna, though, defends home court with a 66-52 win over Freeburg. Well, the Blues bested the Hurricanes on Tuesday. Tonight, their stormy week continued against the Lightning. I think fans will like this forecast. We hit the ice after the break.
Welcome back, boys and girls. The Blue Notes shocked the hockey world with a shutout win against Carolina earlier this week, but tonight, another challenge afoot. The Lightning have won 11 in a row. No losses for this team since December 18. They've been on Santa's nice list ever since. Can the Blues serve up a lump of coal? We find out now. Late first period, St. Louis in the zone. Jake Neighbors here to bring you a cup of sugar. Falling away, Blues up 1-0. Moments later, Nick Bukestad, the big man. He missed over a month before returning Tuesday. 2 goals in 2 games since. But Tampa Bay not to be denied. Nikita Kucherov, 10 goals in his last 12 games. Let's make it 11. This game would end up 2-2 overtime and shootout incoming. And Joel Hofer getting it done. The hero for the Blues yet again. St. Louis ending the Tampa win streak.
Let's stay on the ice because St. Louis produces some of the best athletes in just about any sport you can name, and even a few you might not name off the top of your head. Speed skating is no exception. This Sunday on Sports Plus, I'm profiling U-City native Dan Carroll, who competed in 2 Olympic Games. And the Olympic dream is as alive as ever in our town right now, with kids trying to add their names to an impressive list of St. Louis speed skaters who put together an insane streak you might not even know about.
No, it's probably one of the best kept secrets. We have produced 14 Olympic speed skaters. Our first Olympian was Sonny Ruprecht in 1948. We had a 20-year gap, and then Danny Carroll came along in 1968 as a high school senior and made the next 3 Olympic teams. And from that point on, we had at least 1 speed skater from St. Louis in every Olympics through 2014. So every 4 years, we were out there, had a skater competing.
It's a busy Saturday on deck for the Tigers and Billikens. We're talking college hoops. After the break, stick around.
Well, if the play of the Billikens somehow isn't enough to convince you to get down to Chaffetz Arena for a game, I'll sweeten the deal. Tomorrow against Richmond, they're holding the annual baby race on the court at halftime. That's always a highlight of the home schedule. If it's basketball you're interested in, you're still in luck. The Bills are 16-1 to start a season for the first time since the early 90s. They are also still leading the country in scoring margin, beating teams by a whopping average of 25 points. The focus is always on the next game, but Coach Schertz is appreciating the impressive start.
I think you want to appreciate it while you're going through it because, you know, like I try to, with this group, I try to appreciate every day. You know, I know that these don't happen every year, you know, like the talent and the human beings component and the competitive spirit and the way these guys get along and the ability to have a lot of fun, but also like, you know, when it's time to like go to work, we go to work and they can flip the switch from like, you know, goofing and laughing to do it
SEC talk. Missouri stunted against another Tiger crew earlier this week. Mizzou's win over Auburn brings the team to 3-1 in conference play this year. They now have a chance to make it 4-1 against LSU tomorrow afternoon. That's another Tiger squad, by the way. Our hometown Tigers, a top 50 offense in the country, according to Ken Pomeroy's rankings. That's good. LSU 0-4 in conference play. That's bad. Tigers and Tigers, 2:30 p.m. tomorrow.
Should be a great slate of college basketball. We got winter warm-up on the way. We're going to be very busy tomorrow.
Absolutely, for sure. Big weekend.
That'll do it for 5 on your sideline tonight. For Zach Parnes, I am Corey Miller. Have a great night, St. Louis.
Continue with us on 5+. Download on your TV and watch for free.
It's actually